Welcome to Knightline, the morning after, on ESPN 580 Orlando, WDBO. Night Nation's only call-in show goes live now.
All right, hello, Night Nation. This is Andrew Phegley, and this is Knightline the morning after, live from the Victory Casino Cruises.com studio, and brought to you by Chad Barlaw, raising the bar on what to expect from your personal injury attorney. Give Chad a call at 407-599-9036 for a free consultation. Thank you very much, Chad Barr. We are taking your calls at not that number, but at this number, 844-225-5580 on the Dever team line, 844-225-5580, taking your calls and your texts at 21232, or you can reach me, AP_Knightline on Twitter. Joining me today on Andrew and Friends would be Jeff Allen. Hello, Jeff.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
And then we got Big Ben Stout.
Good morning.
Big Social. And then Sam Albuquerque is in the other room over there. Hello, Sam.
What's up, guys?
Not a lot. Same old stuff, really. Well, we got all kinds of UCF stuff to talk about. Not all of it is pleasant. Of course, again, there was a basketball game yesterday. There was a game earlier in the week that was awesome. Then there was this game yesterday. So We'll talk about that. We're going to talk about the football schedule. It's out, which is extremely exciting. I'm ready. It's coming. In the spring game, April 4th. And then basketball, we already kind of talked about that. Softball, 12-2, doing very, very well. Playing right now. If you're listening to this, you can also be watching that probably on the little Twitch app that they use. And then baseball, 6-1, doing very well as well, playing today at 2 p.m. versus Auburn, which they've already done very well. They've beat them twice in that series, so good for them.
Yeah, that's a great start. 6-1, and then you take out a ranked team in the SEC, so they've already got the series won. Be nice to get the sweep today, but you got to like how things. Yeah, guess I got to wonder how good is Stetson since they lost to them.
Exactly, and that's the one loss, 6-1. So they lost to Stetson. Stetson's normally pretty good
team,
though.
Yes.
So,
yeah, they're a pretty solid baseball program.
Yeah, I will completely give them that one. Let's talk about this basketball thing. Jeez. Wow.
Yeah, I think this week was a great microcosm of the season, right? I think the one word kind of description of this UCF basketball season is inconsistency. And we had arguably certainly there's no argument, our biggest win of the season at Cincinnati in double overtime, just a gutsy win. And we had a guy shorthanded. Dre Fuller's out for the year. Dazon Ingram out with a flu. And we went up there in Cincinnati in a game that nobody even gave us any type of chance for, even the people in this room probably.
No, I didn't.
And we gutted out a win in double overtime with our backs against the wall. And that was fantastic. Easily, one of the top 5, I'd say, games of the year in all of UCF sports, in my opinion. But unfortunately, we followed that up yesterday with a performance that, as Dawkins said in the post-game press conference, we played 37 good minutes. They played 40 good minutes, and it all just kind of came crumbling down at the end with some sloppy execution against the press, and we did something that you should never do as a basketball team, and that's foul a 3 when you're up 2. It's just unreal.
Yeah.
And we've seen this all season long. This team suffers greatly against the press. And Ben, I'm kind of want to get your opinion. What are the keys for breaking a full court press? Because we don't seem to know what they are.
Well, yeah, there's a few things that we should not do, and unfortunately, we did it about 3 possessions in a row yesterday, where you don't want your guards coming straight at the baseline or the sideline and to be able to get trapped. The worst place you could possibly go is that baseline corner where you're 90 feet away from the basket and you've got
no help.
no help. And we unfortunately were trapped on that baseline or sideline multiple times. It even happened during the Cincinnati game at the end, and there was a couple times where we could have lost it there, but we were luckily able to gut it out. And so that's the first thing you just want to avoid is having your guards just running at the ball in order to catch it, right on the baseline. It's an easy trap, and what happens there is essentially you're having to jump up and just throw the ball to anybody who you think might have a chance at it, and that's what happened with tip away from Colin Smith. They got a quick bucket, and then the possession after that, we know what happened.
Well, I got so excited because of that game the other night against Cincinnati. I thought that their heart had returned. This team, I don't think they have any heart, and they don't have any discipline. That's the thing, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Because, they'll do it every once in a while, and then all of a sudden they don't. They make horrible mistakes.
Yeah, I think yesterday was tough because it was a little bit different than some other games where I could agree with you on the heart thing, because I felt like they were fighting hard the entire game, but they just
made mental mistakes.
Just completely fell apart mentally, and really the execution down the stretch. We talk about trying to break that press. It seemed like they were almost a little bit surprised by the pressure, or they were just caught off. They were just kind of caught off guard and just didn't, and kind of locked up under pressure. And that's less about effort, more about just execution. And we have a few young guys in there that haven't experienced that much at this level, and so I think that had a little bit to do with it. I saw some good fight. Just unfortunately, the execution wasn't there yesterday. You really saw the heart at Cincinnati for sure.
Right, and with the talent that we have, especially our young talent, which has really come out and been very visible, and you definitely saw it during the Cincinnati game. We had seen it before. I don't think the guy that was the commentator on the game had ever seen Tony Johnston Jr.
No, probably
before,
not.
But
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, this is his breakout game," and Wichita State, I think, was his breakout game because that was really the first time he showed himself. But that guy is an incredible basketball player, or will be an incredible basketball player. We were talking, and people have asked, who's going to be the next B.J. Taylor? Who's going to be that guy? We were just talking about it last week, I believe.
We were, yeah.
He could easily be it.
He's showed us something this week for sure.
Maybe is better than B.J. Taylor.
Well, I'd have to go back and see some games when B.J. was a freshman. But I love the way this kid carries himself on the court. It's just kind of, he's got like a little bit of an air about him that even the way he dribbles the ball, he's kind of got his chest out, and he's pounding the ball. He's pounding the ball into the court, and he's direct in traffic. He's really just confident in the way he plays, and he was extremely impressive. His line at Cincinnati, his stat line, he comes in off the bench after a few turnovers, for Cesar de Jesus. He comes in for Cesar, and his line, 47 minutes. He's a freshman. 47 minutes he plays, 21 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, and 6 steals. 6 steals. That's
a big number.
That's incredible. So, you got to give it up to the kid. You definitely can see that we've got our point guard of the future.
And I would say, you look at that, he's playing crunch time. He's playing overtime. He's getting the big minutes and performing well in the spotlight. Yeah,
he certainly is. He's keeping his poise. So, we've got something there, and then him pairing him with the other freshman, Darren Green Jr., the assassin from the outside. That's a great pairing, and hopefully Dre Fuller comes back fully healthy next year. All of a sudden, we've got 3 young guys that are the real core of our team, and that's exciting for next season. Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. And you look at the Cincinnati game, and we were talking about the press earlier, and they got pressed in that game as well. And it's interesting to me that
I was actually had recorded an interview with our guest on the AAC report, and we started looking at the games that our respective teams were in. And I said, well, we're up 4 with 2 minutes to play. We don't close well because we'll get pressed, and I don't think 4 points is enough. And it's somewhat true because they went to overtime. But again, that's just that one phase of the game. If they had closed out some games this year, we could be talking about an entirely different season.
Yeah, that's what's interesting, and I keep going back to Andrew knows this. I keep going back to that Temple game to start out the conference slate. It's the momentum that this team probably needed in this conference, like in the conference schedule. I really just feel like if we could have pulled that one out, it might have been a totally different season from that standpoint.
All right, yeah, well. Colin Smith had a good game yesterday as well. Didn't foul out, I don't think, or fouled out at the end or something, but wasn't out early.
Yeah,
which was a good thing.
He played really well with 4 fouls for an extended period of time. He played a great game yesterday.
That gets a little bit frustrating as well when a guy that obviously is a good player, makes a definite impact when he's on the court. And then he fouls out all the time. I mean, that's disappointing as well. What is that? Is that discipline issue as well, or is that like he's trying to play hard and just
AAC officiating?
I mean, does he not know how to control himself to not get those fouls? Is it something that he hasn't been taught? It confuses me and really frustrates me that he goes out there and he's more of a liability almost sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, he's certainly active defensively, and the teams are coming at him. I mean, he's kind of our only big man that gets significant minutes. I know that Avery Diggs started the other night, but he's really kind of our only force in the middle that is having that presence, and so. And as we know, his best thing about his defensive game is that his ability to take charges. He's probably the best front court player at taking charges in the country. And so sometimes he gets called for a block because I don't think the refs really realize they're kind of like, well, we just called a charge, and it's almost like they call blocks when they should be called charges because they're just not used to a guy getting in such good position all the time. So I think 1 or 2 of those are pretty ticky-tack or just the wrong call. But I agree, he has got, as Dawkins always says, got to understand his value to stay on the court. And fouling out early in games has really hurt us this year.
Big time. Yeah, absolutely. All right, Brandon Mahan also had a pretty good game, 12 points, and Darren Green Jr., 12 points as well. So,
Brandon Mahan has really stepped up in the last week as well. That's great to see. And he was very aggressive going to the basket in Cincinnati. That was really a treat to see.
Yeah, he had a heck of a line in Cincinnati. He had 21 points or something like that, and he played phenomenal in that game. And what I loved about, as you just said, Jeff, him going to the basket is a really great part of his game. It's one that he doesn't use often enough because he settles for a lot of outside jump shots, a lot of times that he misses. And so one of the more frustrating things is that he takes shots early in the shot clock, doesn't make the defense work, and he's jacking up a 3, and sometimes he's missing that. I loved what I saw at Cincinnati. He was aggressive, not only getting to the basket and trying to make a layup, but he was really aggressive on the offensive boards as well. He got a couple of great putbacks. I think right before the buzzer at the end of the half, it was a really important putback that he got and kept us in that game.
And he had to guard Jerron Cumberland a lot too, which is a pretty tall order in itself.
Yeah, and I'll say, so Brandon Mahan did great guarding Jerron Cumberland. I would also give kudos to Darren Green Jr. as well. Darren Green Jr. did a great job on defense, especially in the Cincinnati game.
All right, well, this is Knightline the morning after, and we've been talking about basketball, obviously. My friend Jeff Allen is here from the AAC Report on the Knightline Sports Network. And then Ben Stout, Big Social, obviously talking a lot about basketball. He is our basketball man, our analyst.
The man in the middle.
Yeah, does a great job with that. We are taking your calls, 844-225-5580, or text at 21232. We're going to be back here shortly. We're going to give away some baseball tickets. You'll have to call in to do that. We're going to do that. Those are for Friday night UCF basketball tickets. And we're going to be talking about the football schedule after we take this short break. This is Knightline the morning after.
Whether it's on AM 580, FM 96.5 HD2, Alexa, or Google Home, we are everywhere you hear audio. ESPN 580 Orlando, Orlando's home for the biggest events in sports.
Raising the bar on what to expect from your personal injury attorney is our commitment to you at Chad Barr Law. I'm Chad Barr, and as a UCF alum, I am proud to present Knightline, the morning after show, Central Florida's only call-in show dedicated to our UCF Knights every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. And remember, if you or a loved one are injured in an auto accident, call us at 407-599-9036 to schedule your free consultation or visit us at chadbarlaw.com. Our clients come to us in need and leave as family. Offices Altamont Springs. Go Knights, charge on.
Fence Outlet's Fence in a Box saves you money on a gorgeous aluminum fence for as low as $1,555. You get all the materials you need to complete an average backyard of 120 feet with a gate included. They make it so easy. Go to fenceoutletonline.com.
Pop quiz. If you sell a home for $500,000, how much would a traditional real estate agent charge in commission? If you guessed $25,000 to $30,000, you're right. But if you think that's the only way, you're wrong. This is why thousands of homeowners are making the switch to Rex. With Rex, you get a dedicated agent and a full-service experience at a fraction of the cost. Rex uses game-changing technology to cut out the middleman and save homeowners tens of thousands of dollars in fees. See if you qualify by calling 833-REX-HOME. Remember, this is your home. Why give an insane amount of equity away to an agent? Rex offers the lowest fee in the industry without skimping on service. You'll work with an experienced real estate team with you every step of the way. Get the most out of your home. See if you qualify by calling 833-REX-HOME. 833-REX-HOME.
Florida, CQ 1057788.
Minimum fee may apply. Not licensed in all 50 states. Visit rexhomes.com to see if Rex is available in your area. Rex fully supports the principles of the Fair Housing Act and Equal Opportunity Act.
Shoot Straight, a premier Smith & Wesson M&P dealer, cares about Central Florida. They offer concealed carry classes at their 2 Central Florida locations in Apopka and Castleberry. Shoot Straight has all the top brands and is the place to go for anything firearms. They carry brands like Sig Sauer, Beretta, Springfield, and Kimber. Plus, they have gun safes from American Security. Get more info at shoot-straight.com or call 407-889-0842. Shoot Straight, the first choice for anything firearms.
Hey, this is Travis Dever, Kai's Real Estate, the Dever team, New Smyrna Beach. Your source for real estate and everything else, New Smyrna Beach. Proud sponsor of Knightline and Knightline Postgame Live. Call me anytime at 386-690-1636. That's 386-690-1636. Let me show you my hometown, New Smyrna Beach, UCF's favorite beach. Go Knights and charge on.
Whether it's on AM 580, FM 96.5 HD2, Alexa, or Google Home, we are everywhere you hear audio. ESPN 580 Orlando, Orlando's home for the biggest events in sports.
And now, back to Knightline, the morning after, on ESPN 580 Orlando, WDBO. Call now at 844-225-5580 or text at 21232.
All right, we are back from the Victory Casino Cruises.com studio. This is Knightline, the morning after. And we are talking UCF stuff, everything UCF, only UCF for the most part, and we're back. So we're brought to you by the Chad Barr Law, raising the bar on what to expect from your personal injury attorney. Give Chad a call, 407-599-9036 for a free consultation. But we're taking your calls at 844-225-5580 on the Dever team line, 844-225-5580, and your text at 21232 or AP_Knightline on Twitter for me. Got Jeff Allen here, got Ben Stout, got Sam Albuquerque, and so I guess we're going to go ahead and talk about this football schedule. We talked about basketball in the last segment, and I'm done with talking about basketball. I think for a few minutes. Yeah, that's basketball fatigue for sure after this week's debacles. Well, only one debacle really, but this football schedule that came out. That's always exciting when that comes out, as far as I'm concerned. We knew kind of who we were playing and stuff already, but now we have dates. First of all, we have the spring game that's April 4th, and I'm still excited about a spring game. I'm going to tailgate and everything else, getting ready for that. So,
what do you want to see in the spring game? What's the one thing you want to see?
I don't know.
I stumped you, right?
You did stump me out of the box. Probably wide receivers could be interested to see who is there for Gabe Davis in that spot. In the spring game, you're not going to see a ton. Obviously, we have our quarterback coming back this year, Dylan Gabriel, and Darryl Max coming back as well. So you're not gonna see a lot there. I think wide receivers. I'd also like to see what's going on at the corner position in Neville Clark's spot. That he won't be there. Obviously, it will be interesting to see the center and the quarterback exchange because we have a new center. That's going to be big. I mean, I'm sure that there's somebody there that they're fully capable of playing center, but we had Jordan Johnson that was our center for 4 years straight and played every single game. So that's a bit of a question. We talked about that on the last Knightline podcast episode, that was a little bit of a question. So what about you guys? Answer that question.
Yeah, I want to see who gets the reps for the backup spot. Obviously Darryl Max the clear number 2, but I want to see more of Kadri Jones and kind of see what he's doing and the fact that he decided to come back. And because we're not going to see a lot of Dylan in the spring game,
right?
So that's kind of what's intriguing to me at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like I'm intrigued. I don't know if he's a early enrollee or not, but I would like to see this 6'10" lineman freshman. Is he early enrollee?
I think he is,
yeah.
Or he was supposed to be. Not sure. There's a whole thing with him because he's coming from Germany. You know, he's an international student, and I'm not sure if all that got worked out. Sometimes those things can be a little bit difficult to work out. So yes, would love to see him.
Yeah, just to see that sheer size out there. And then I agree with you, Andrew, on both sides of the ball. What's our wide receiver kind of rotation look like? Where are they putting on the field? I know they're not going to show a whole lot in the spring game, and then certainly what's the defensive backfield look like? Their defensive backs are going to be still really strong this year. It's probably going to be one of our strongest parts of our defense, even without Neville Clark. But it'll be interesting to see how they kind of rotate into that spot that Neville Clark has really controlled an entire side of a field for so long. So
also will be interesting to see who is in the middle linebacker spot because Nate Evans is gone. Really, those are the people that we have mentioned are the ones that were huge contributors throughout their careers at UCF and now have to be replaced. Those are the ones the really, really important ones. And those are all big, huge spots. So that is the question.
The middle linebacker spot is interesting, though, just because Eric Mitchell has been such a good contributor there, and he seems like he has a lot of leadership traits. So he might be able to step in naturally to that position that Nate Evans lost, or Nate Evans left, I should say. But it will certainly be interesting to see if he does that.
Also, there's a spot at a running back position because can't forget Adrian Killens is also gone, graduated. So there's a spot there that needs to be filled, even though we know that we have a huge running back room, and that shouldn't be hard to fill at all with those guys. We'll miss his speed, and stuff like that, but I think there's plenty left there. There's a lot left, so hopefully we'll see a little bit more of Bentavious Thompson.
Well, I think it's interesting to see because we're always kind of overanalyzing everything in a spring game situation, right. But it's the same as the backup quarterback stuff. Does Bentavious Thompson come out first as a running back, or is it Otis Anderson? We're going to kind of overanalyze every every little piece, and I would
assume that it's going to be Otis Anderson in that
it
spot.
Could be McCray,
but it could be McCray.
Yeah, we're forgetting about McCray.
Yeah, well, I never forget about McCray. He's my favorite guy. So, We got a call here, and I can't see the screen to hear who it is or to see who it is. So, it's Travis Dever. All right. Hey, Travis, what's going on, my man?
What's up? How we doing?
Good. How are you?
We're good. Just poured a Bloody Mary, so it's a good Sunday morning.
All right. That's the way it's supposed to be. Yeah, absolutely.
Good start to the Sunday.
So you wanted to talk about the football schedule. Are you excited? This is my man that is the sponsor of my podcast, by the way, Travis Dever. You hear him on here on his commercial. He's going to be in studio one of these days. We were trying to get him today, and it didn't work out.
Baseball got in the way. We had an 8 o'clock game this morning.
Yeah, with the kids. So, one question for you: what's going to be our big tailgate game of the season? Which one are we going all out for?
That's the important question. Yes,
very important question. Yeah, it's kind of the schedule's interesting. We have a lot of Friday night type. I mean, like North Carolina Friday night, so it's really hard to do big tailgate parties all day Friday, right? Most people kind of half day at work, So we got Thursday night at ECU, which is going to make that one a really tough trip for a lot of people because there's no close airports. You got an interesting schedule, but I think it works well for the whole team. I think our big tailgate, I don't know. I got to look at the schedule. I got to study it a little bit better.
Sorry, I put you on the spot.
Which one will be the big one? Yeah, I know, but hey, Georgia Tech's going to be a great time. That's going to be a fun one because it's a short drive for a lot of people. I know we've got a big crew going to Memphis, so looking forward to a lot of these games.
Absolutely. Going to be a great season, and I can't wait. We do our tailgate, by the way. Travis Dever and I and a couple other people have a spot in the softball lot, and it's always a good time, and everybody's welcome to show up and check that out as well. So, Travis,
the old school bus out in the softball lot.
Absolutely, yeah. You look for the black school bus. It's hard to miss. We always have a good group of people out there and all that.
Yeah, that school bus is not being used for education.
What game on that schedule scares us the most?
Scares us the most. I would say, I haven't really. Houston might be difficult this season with their quarterback's not coming back. I forgot about that.
That's true.
Yeah.
I think the North Carolina game, to me, even though we get them at home,
obviously first out of the gate.
How good first out of the gate? Here, we know how good their quarterback was, like Dylan. So, how good is the rest of the team around them? You got Mac Brown recruited. You got all these things, and we haven't quite seen them. North Carolina's already got me a little big question mark on it. How are we going to come out and how are we going to come firing at them?
All righty. Yeah, we'll talk a lot more about this. Thanks, Travis. Appreciate it.
All right, guys.
Have a good one.
Thanks, Travis.
Yeah, I think to me the most exciting game on the schedule is Cincinnati. It'll be late November, and another potential game day opportunity again. That would be kind of nice.
Yeah.
And,
all right.
Cincinnati will be good this season, so that could be the division right there.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to take a little bit of a break. We'll be right back on Knightline the morning after.
Whether it's on AM 580, FM 96.5 HD2, Alexa, or Google Home, we are everywhere you hear audio. ESPN 580 Orlando, Orlando's home for the biggest events in sports.
I'm Jeff Allen. Join me each and every week on the Knightline Sports Network for the AAC Report. We bring you in-depth coverage of each school in football, basketball, baseball, softball, soccer, golf, tennis, and more, as well as bring you insider interviews and focus in on the biggest games and news of the week. That's all right here each week on the AAC Report, only on the Knightline Sports Network.
Spice up your company with homemade marketing services from Tasty Gravy Creative. Tasty Gravy serves up a menu of budget-friendly marketing, graphic design, and public relations services customized to your specific goals. Co-owned by a UCF graduate, Tasty Gravy can help refresh your brand, strengthen your online presence, or reinforce your company's message. Contact Tasty Gravy for help with your website, social media, marketing, advertising materials, and more. Visit tastygravy.com.
The Sharing Center is a nonprofit reflecting Christian generosity by providing basic necessity and sharing God's love. The Sharing Center works to prevent hunger and homelessness locally and to give a helping hand to those who are struggling. Visit thesharingcenter.org to get involved with this ministry.
The premier engagement ring event of 2020 is happening next weekend at International Diamond Center. The world's best diamonds and the world's premier designer ring. Special offers and 36 months zero-interest financing. For this event, IDC has teamed up with Tacori, the world's most renowned bridal designer. We're flying in the entire Tacori collection. Over 500 handcrafted rings direct from California. You know Tacori. Each ring handcrafted by true artisans. Exquisite heirloom quality jewelry, setting the highest standards in bridal jewelry. During this special 3-day event, we're giving away valuable gift cards with any Tacori purchase. You can get her Tacori ring and both Tacori wedding bands and get $1,500 in gift cards. Plus, you can enjoy special savings on over 1,000 hand-picked certified diamonds and take advantage of 36 months zero-interest financing. Don't miss the savings at International Diamond Center. All Tacori weekend, February 28th, 29th, and March 1st. 4 Orlando locations.
Hey, Ronnie, let's do employee pricing again.
We'll do Employee Pricing Plus at the new Seminole Toyota. Plus, get cash back like $1,250 on 2020 Camry and Corolla, or $2,500 on 19 Highlanders, and no payments for 90 days.
Employee pricing plus cash back and no payments for 90 days at the new Seminole Toyota in Sanford. Details at SeminoleToyota.com.
Get the deal you want at Seminole Toyota.
Whether it's on AM 580, FM 96.5 HD2, Alexa, or Google Home, we are everywhere you hear audio. ESPN 580 Orlando, Orlando's home for the biggest events in sports.
And now, back to Knightline, the morning after, on ESPN 580 Orlando, WDBO. Call now at 844-225-5580 or text at 21232.
All right, we are back. This is Knightline, the morning after, live from the Victory Casino Cruises.com studio and brought to you by our good friend at Chad Bar Law, raising the bar on what you expect from your personal injury attorney. Give Chad a call at 407-599-9036 for a free consultation. But we are taking your calls at 844-225-5580 if you want to talk to us. In this segment, we're going to give away some baseball tickets for Friday's game this week. And you can also text us at 21232. I know there are some texts over here that I haven't gotten to yet. We will get to those very quickly. I will give an update on the softball game. Bottom of the second, softball is up 3-1. Over, I'm not sure who they're playing. I think they're playing, I don't know. We'll have to find that. I didn't do my research on that. They're playing FIU. So they're up 3-1, which is good. We were talking about that a little bit ago. Jeff Allen with me, Ben Stout with me, Sam Albuquerque, and manning the controls. We were talking about this football schedule. Very, very exciting football schedule. I like it. I think it works out good for us. Let's run down that real quick if you don't have it in front of you. So Friday, September 4th, at home versus North Carolina. Saturday, September 12th, at home versus Florida International. And then going away, Saturday, September 9th, at Georgia Tech. Thursday, September 24th, at East Carolina. Saturday, October 3rd, at home versus Tulsa. Friday, October 16th at Memphis. Saturday, October 24th at home versus Tulane. And then Halloween, October 31st, Saturday at Houston. Saturday, the November 7th at home versus Florida A&M. That's a weird spot for that one, but there's a story behind it, I guess. And then Saturday, November 14th, at home versus Temple. Saturday, November 21st, at home versus Cincinnati. And then Friday, November 27th, of course, Black Friday at the Cows, South Florida.
At our second home stadium.
Yeah. Our second home, yeah. So that's another home game. We've got, 4 home games at the end there, basically.
Yeah. Potentially 5 if we host the conference championship this year.
Absolutely.
God willing. So,
yeah, absolutely. So we were talking, Travis called a little while ago, and we were talking about what our game was that we were worried about or whatever, and you didn't get to say your part in that, I don't think.
Yeah, I said one of the games that I'm a little bit concerned about. I know that you look at the opponent and you might feel one way or the other, but the short turnaround at ECU coming off another road game at Georgia Tech. So we played Georgia Tech on a Saturday. That game may or may not be on that Saturday, but as of now it is. And then we have to turn around on a Thursday night and play at ECU, which regardless, I mean they've got a good team. They've got a good quarterback that loves to throw for 400-yard games against us.
Whole nailers,
yeah. And so that's going to be a tough matchup. I don't care how they're playing this year. It's always tough to go into into Dowdy Fickle Stadium and play them. So on a short turnaround, that's going to be tough.
Sam, what about you? I know that you're a UCF football fan. What worries you on this schedule?
The ECU one is definitely one that I agree with Ben about. One that I would look at, too, is Florida International. I understand FIU is not a good football team, but they are a well-coached football team. And we're going to come off a Mac Brown super hype game, North Carolina coming into our house, and we have Georgia Tech the week after going to Atlanta, and it might be something that we saw last year. This team isn't necessarily the most mentally tough team and doesn't have necessarily the leadership that McKenzie and Shaquem brought, and now we're losing Nate and Gabe Davis, who I thought was our offensive leader last year. So it's going to be funny to see, or not funny, interesting to see Dylan Gabriel if he can set up as the emotional leader of that game and make sure that they don't fall hype-wise, emotion-wise. Staying here at home against an FIU team, we should romp. I don't think we'll lose, but I think it'll be closer than people think.
That'll be interesting too, based on whether we win or lose the North Carolina game.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't even want to talk about losing that game. I'm sorry. I'm obviously we're homers here, folks.
Yeah.
So I'm not even going to entertain that. Whew.
You're right though, Sam. That's got trap game written all over it. I mean, I think the UNC game to start the year is probably our most anticipated home opener since Texas, and when we opened up with then Bright House Network Stadium. So yeah,
it's going to be a top 25 matchup.
For sure.
That's going to be awesome.
Two huge sophomore quarterbacks going at it. I mean, this is going to be a fun starter.
Yeah. Well, we still have our winning streak at home going, and it's. What, 2 years, 3?
A little over 2, right?
Yeah. Almost, yeah. So that's a big deal. That could set the tone for the entire season, as far as I'm concerned. That could, do wonders with attitude the rest of the season. So that's a big deal. FIU at home, FIU, that's not too horribly exciting, we usually do pretty well against them. They have snuck in and beat us before, though. I don't think that'll happen at home, though. Probably, I think the other biggest confusion or the biggest thing that could go the wrong way here is that at Memphis game on Friday, October 16th.
That's going to be a big one.
That could be interesting. They played really well last year. They're the defending American champions, which we haven't heard that from anybody else in a while. So that one could be interesting. I think maybe that one might be a good one to head to Memphis to see as well.
That's going to be my road game this year.
Yeah, that may be.
And it's a Friday night game, too.
Yes, it is. So that one might be interesting as well to go up there. And maybe that'll be the Knightline one. I'm not sure. Or maybe Atlanta. I can't. Not sure which one's going to be the one. But we'll figure that out at some point. I want to get back to this real quick because we're going to have to take another break here fairly shortly. I want to say that we're giving away these baseball tickets for next Friday, or this Friday night, since it is Sunday, so that would be this as far as I'm concerned. So for this coming Friday night, we're giving away some baseball tickets, and the next caller will win that. So 844-225-5580, 844-225-5580. to win some baseball tickets. And those are courtesy of Chad Barr at Chad Barr Law, of course, our awesome sponsor. We really appreciate everything that Chad Barr has done for us and for, UCF in general, because he is a huge, huge UCF supporter. Those baseball tickets will be for the Friday. What day is Friday? I think it's against
Friday, February 28th.
28th. So it is against
Cal State Northridge.
Okay, thank you.
I got you.
because I couldn't figure that. It just says see sun. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for bailing me out there. All right, so let's take this phone call here because. Oh, okay. Let's take the giveaway phone call. All right, hey Kyle, you're on there, and you're the winner of the baseball tickets. Kyle, how you doing?
Oh man, doing good. How are you?
All right, you're the winner of the baseball tickets. Is that what you were trying to do? Win some baseball tickets?
Yes, sir. Love me some baseball.
All righty, man. Have you been following UCF baseball so far?
Not this year, no, sir.
Okay, well, you're going to go to a game, so that's exciting.
Yes, sir. I'm thrilled about that one.
Awesome. Thank you for calling. You got anything else to say about UCF?
Hey, man, let's win the ACC this year. Take that Memphis out. So
absolutely. All right, man. Stay on hold. Talk to Sam, and we'll get you hooked up with those tickets. All right. Thank you. Awesome. Very cool.
Yeah,
so, Chad Barlaw, thank you very much for giving away some baseball tickets. That's absolutely cool. All right. So we can talk more about football now. I don't know. What else do we need to say about this schedule? Any other thoughts on the schedule there?
Well, as Jeff alluded to earlier, I mean, not only the games are at home, so that's great to finish out the season, but that 3-game stretch is going to be rather interesting. The Temple, Cincinnati, and then of course the rivalry game against the Cows. That's going to be just an interesting stretch to see how where our teams are at that point, and then potentially that Cincinnati game. I agree with you. Could be the game, as it has been for the last 3 seasons, that decides the division, and so having them at home, what potentially could be a huge top 20. Who knows? A top 20 matchup. That's exciting to see.
And having that land at the end of the season, too,
yes.
Which, last year they played up there in October, and we kind of, unfortunately had our fate sealed a little bit at that stage. This could be a great opportunity, and then, going into the South Florida game and hopefully claiming the division, that would be pretty awesome.
And just weather-wise, I mean, we're talking tailgating, we're talking going to the games, having fun. I mean, 4 or 5 home games in November and early December. That's pretty awesome for us going to the game and having fun with the nice weather in Florida. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that Cincinnati game.
Yeah.
One of you guys mentioned, I was doing some other stuff over here, but one of you guys mentioned that one. So that's cool as well, for sure. I think that's a rival.
I agree.
I think was it you that said it this week on social media that really should be our rival more than the team over West?
Right. What I've always said, what I've said the last few seasons about Cincinnati, when it comes to football or basketball, etc., is I feel like Cincinnati is the rival that we deserve, because they've really, they've been the ones that really battle with us. They give us great games, sometimes give us L's, which we don't like. But by the same token, it's a tough, hard fought battle every time we play Cincinnati, and no matter what the sport is. So I certainly think that Cincinnati is that rivalry we deserve.
Yeah, and and forgive me for saying this, but until South Florida actually beats us in something,
right?
It's
it's been a while.
Right now we're the hammer and they're the nail.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely been a while since they were able to beat us at pretty much anything. So that's good. All right, we're going to take a little bit of a break. We'll be right back on Knightline the morning after.
The road road to March is heating up, and we have you covered with the biggest matchups in college basketball right here on ESPN 580 Orlando. Monday, the 8th-ranked Florida State Seminoles have a huge ACC test when they take on the 11th-ranked Cardinals. Coverage begins at 6:30 p.m. Then on Tuesday, it's a big ACC matchup with the NC State Wolfpack take on the North Carolina Tar Heels at 6:45. The road to March is here. ESPN 580 and FM 96.5 HD2, the radio home of March Madness.
Raising the bar on what to expect from your personal injury attorney is our commitment to you at Chad Barr Law. I'm Chad Barr, and as a UCF alum, I am proud to present Knightline, the morning after show, Central Florida's only call-in show dedicated to our UCF Knights every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. And remember, if you or a loved one are injured in an auto accident, call us at 407-599-9036 to schedule your free consultation or visit us at chadbarlaw.com. Our clients come to us in need and leave as family. Offices Altamont Springs. Go Knights, charge on.
This weekend, kick off the year with BMC Boats Mega Sale. Over 100 new and used boats in stock. Many new models and designs for 2020. Manufacturer rebates up to $5,000. Free warranties, 0 down, or special financing as low as 3.99% on Hurricane Deck, Sweetwater Pontoons, Bayliner, and Yamaha jet boats. Mega savings on all remaining 2019 models. Hurry before they're gone. The brands you want starting at $208 a month. Don't miss the Mega Sale at BMC Boats this weekend on 1792 in Longwood. BMCBoats.com.
Get ready for the diamond buying opportunity of the year. Next weekend at International Diamond Center. IDC has teamed up with Forevermark to give you special access to the world's finest diamonds. It's an unprecedented 3-day event with expanded inventory and 36 months zero-interest financing. You know Forevermark from De Beers. Each Forevermark diamond comes with a promise of beauty, rarity, and responsible sourcing. It's why less than 1% of the world's diamonds are worthy of the Forevermark inscription. As a premier Forevermark dealer, IDC can bring you this rare buying opportunity. Exceptional values on Forevermark diamonds in all shapes and sizes for the most discriminating buyers. And for this event, we're offering extra savings on all engagement ring mountings and a 20% savings on virtually all wedding bands. All this plus 3 years zero-interest financing. It's next weekend, February 28th, 29th, and March 1st, exclusively at International Diamond Center, your home for the world's premium brands and most compelling values. 4 Orlando locations.
Whether it's on AM 580, FM 96.5 HD2, Alexa, or Google Home, we are everywhere you hear audio. ESPN 580 Orlando, Orlando's home for the biggest events in sports.
And now, back to Knightline, the morning after, on ESPN 580 Orlando, WDBO. Call now at 844-225-5580 or text at 21232.
All right, we are back. This is Andrew Phegley, and we're back on Knightline the morning after, talking UCF sports. We are live from the VictoryCasinoCruises.com studio and brought to you by Chad Barr Law, raising the bar on what to expect from your personal injury attorney. Give Chad a call, 407-599-9036 for a free consultation, 407-599-9036 for a free consultation. We're also taking your calls, 844-225-5580 on the Dever team line, 844-225-5580, texts at 21232. Or AP_Knightline on Twitter. For me, Jeff Allen is here, Ben Stout's here, Sam Albuquerque's here. We're talking UCF football. We just gave away some baseball tickets courtesy of Chad Barr, which was really cool. Got a caller really quick and got that taken care of. So back to this football schedule. I'm digging 7 home games. That's the biggest thing, possibly even 8. If we, get into that American championship like we should. We should be there. Mm-hmm. All kinds of weird off-season stuff that was going on. One of the things was that whole stadium renaming thing. I think it's still not Bright House, but Spectrum Stadium, as far as I know now. So that was an interesting deal, though. If you don't know about that, I'm sure you can find it out there. There was a company that was trying to do it. The Florida legislator got involved and got all weird. So that we don't need to talk too much about that. But that was a thing. So I'm looking forward to going back to Spectrum Stadium is what my point was with that.
Yes.
Jeff Allen is here, and he does a show, a podcast on the Knightline Sports Network for us every week, and that's called the AAC Report. Jeff, what's going on in the AAC this week that you can tell us about real quick?
Basketball is, we have talked about, this conference is ridiculous as far as the amount of teams that are very good, and even the teams that are in the middle of the pack can upset the top-tier teams. Houston was defeated yesterday by Memphis, but they still hold first place by a half game at 11-4. Tulsa's at 10-4. They've kept it together. Cincinnati's lost to UCF. Could that have cost them an NCAA tournament bid? Wichita State 8-5, and they got the big matchup with Cincinnati today, so that could be a make or break for Cincinnati as well. And Trace asked me on the Knightline podcast last week how many teams I thought would get into the NCAA tournament, and my answer was 2. Because I feel like the fact that these teams have been knocking each other off is actually going to count against us. And I think we have seen that come into play now.
Yeah, I think if Wichita State and Houston are the two teams that kind of go far in the conference tournament, they're both a lock to be into the NCAA tournament. Those are the two teams that I feel are the strongest when it comes to you can break down the net rankings and all that.
Out of conference.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Cincinnati's got a huge opportunity today to get back into that conversation, but I feel like I agree with you that on the 2-bid league side. But what makes that so interesting is what happens in this conference tournament, because the upsets have been so wild this year in all of college basketball. The AAC is no different. And so what could happen in the conference tournament?
And I don't think the upsets are done in the regular season, let alone the conference tournament. And yeah, I think the team that wins the regular season is probably not going to win the conference tournament.
No, probably not.
Does the AAC get more respect as a basketball conference than a football conference?
I would say that we are gaining much more respect as a football conference over the last few years, especially with our success and nationally with Cincinnati's success in particular. But it was formed to be a basketball conference, and I think that throughout the 5 or 6 years that the AAC has been together, we have proven on the national stage that we can compete, and we are a tough conference when it comes to basketball. Last year was no different, with 4 teams getting into the tournament and all of them showing out pretty well. So, yeah, I definitely think that we get probably a little more respect as a basketball conference, but football's right there with it.
Well, I mean, I think that the competition in football is incredible.
It is.
As well, but with there's some bottom feeders that really haven't been doing that great, and I guess there's bottom feeders in the basketball conference as well. But it seems like when you're watching a basketball game and the commentators are saying, we got, that this is, no, you never know what's going to happen in this league. And they were talking about it the other day, and that really, helps pump it up a little bit. So,
yeah, definitely.
All right, we got a call that I want to take here. This is Chad Barr. Chad Barr, how you doing, my friend?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good. Thank you very much for giving us those baseball tickets to give away, man. Really appreciate it.
No problem. We'll have more of those as the season goes along, and excited to get people out to UCF events.
All right. Well, you called that you wanted to talk about the football schedule. What's on your mind?
Yeah, I wanted to call. I think we got, I think we're starting to get those seasons that we've been asking for, those big-name teams. It's time for our guys to perform, show everyone what we've been talking about, what we've been begging for, put on a great season. But what I wanted to say is I wanted to start the conversation about we got to pick a game, like you've been talking about, where we're going to have an epic tailgate. We're going to have an epic tailgate. Travis Devers, Chad Barlaw, Knightline. We're going to do it up. We're going to do it big for all of our listeners. We're going to have a big blowout. So we're going to continue that conversation as we get closer, but I wanted to go ahead and put that bug in everybody's ear.
Absolutely. No question. Thank you very much for that. Absolutely, no question about that. We will definitely have that. We've tried to plan, something like that for a couple of years, but we just have never really made it happen, like a really big one. We have a big one every week, but we do need to do something for our listeners. So that is awesome. Chad, thank you so much, man, for everything that you're doing for us. It's we couldn't do it without you, and I really, really appreciate it.
Great show, guys. We'll talk to you soon.
All righty. Thank you.
Take care.
All right. Well, closing moments of the show here. It's been a good one. We've got, like I said, we got to give some baseball tickets away. That was really cool, and all that stuff. So, last thoughts here real quick?
I think
very quickly.
Yeah, just a great weekend for baseball and softball. Hopefully that continues today.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to another great week in Night Nation.
All right. Sam?
Just, looking forward to supporting my teams. I was getting the show ready. I didn't have one prepared. I'm sorry, guys.
It's all good, man. All right. Well, this has been Knightline the morning after. Thank you very much for listening. Colin, we will be back next week at the exact same spot.